Tonight, look up. The moon is there. Big, bright, glowing like always. A family sits on a grassy hill. City lights glow softly below them. Stars scatter across a deep blue sky. A dog naps beside the picnic blanket. The kid points up, smiling wide. Now imagine it's simply gone. If you're enjoying this so far, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. No glow, no crater face. Just empty, star-filled sky. Here's the strange part, though. At first, you wouldn't even notice. No crash, no disaster, no sound. The sky would just look emptier. But within one night, everything shifts. The sea, the seasons, even Earth's balance. Stick around, the truth gets stranger. You've seen the sun vanish before. You've watched the oceans drain away. The moon is stranger than both. Because at first, almost nothing happens. So what exactly is the moon? Not just a light in the sky. It's older than almost everything around you. About 4.5 billion years ago, disaster struck. A Mars-sized planet smashed into Earth. Scientists call it Theia, the giant impact. Molten debris flew into orbit around Earth. That debris slowly clumped into a ball. That ball became your moon. Ever since, it's orbited quietly beside you, watching every sunrise, every tide, every season. Now picture it simply not there. The moon has quietly shaped Earth since birth. Early Earth spun much faster, wilder, chaotic. The moon's pull calmed that early spin. It gave ancient life steady, workable rhythms. Here's a bonus fact. Eclipses need the moon. A total solar eclipse briefly blacks out daylight. Without the moon, that spectacle never happens. No eerie daytime darkness, ever, anywhere. Small loss, but it hints at bigger changes. The moon's glow feels small, forgettable. You barely think about it most days. But humans have needed it far longer. For thousands of years, it was crucial. It was once the only night light. Watch what happens when that light dies. The first moonless night begins now. The first night. Deep blue, no moon. Stars still shine, but it's darker. A hiker squints, completely disoriented. Streetlights flicker on early, working overtime. A campfire glows orange against the dark. Someone fumbles for a lantern, laughing nervously. Farmers check clocks instead of the sky. For centuries, moonlight guided night travelers. Now that guide has disappeared completely. And humans aren't the only ones confused. Coral reefs spawn on precise moon cycles. Without moonlight, that timing falls apart. A confused coral polyp releases eggs early. Migrating birds navigate partly by moonlight. A flock circles, unsure which way home. Moths swarm streetlights, mistaking them for moons. A lion pauses mid-hunt, night vision thrown off. Owls that hunt by moonshadow struggle. Even sea turtles use moonlight to hatch. Hatchlings crawl the wrong direction entirely. Back on the hill, the family shivers. The kid asks, "Where did it go?" No one has a good answer yet. Remember that empty sky from the hook? This is the night it truly hits. But there's something even bigger happening. And look at the sea. Watch closely. The moon does something you see daily. Its gravity tugs on Earth's oceans. That pull creates a bulge of water. As Earth spins, that bulge moves too. That's why the sea rises and falls. Every roughly 6 hours, tides shift. It's called a tide, the sea's rhythm. Remember your oceans video? Same ocean, different cause. Without the moon, that rhythm nearly disappears. The sun still pulls a little, though. Solar tides remain, but much weaker. Tides shrink to about a third. A tide pool sits dry and cracked. Crabs scuttle, confused by the missing water. A fisherman stares at a stranded boat. The water just doesn't come back, he mutters. Mudflats stay exposed, day after day. Wetland birds lose their feeding grounds. The rhythm you never noticed is gone. Tides also stir nutrients up from the seafloor. That mixing feeds tiny plankton near the surface. Plankton feed nearly the entire ocean food web. Weaker tides mean weaker nutrient mixing overall. Fish populations that times spawning to tide suffer. A school of fish scatters, spawning queues broken. Even far offshore, the ripple effects spread. One missing moon, one disrupted ocean, everywhere. Coastal towns depended on predictable tides. Harbor schedules, shipping routes, all disrupted. A tide chart on the dock is useless. Fishing fleets can't plan their trips. Mangroves and marshes, built for tidal cycles, struggle. Marine ecosystems that relied on tides collapse. That's loop 2. Closed. No moon, weak tides. But the moon does more than that. The moon has been slowing Earth down. For billions of years, quietly, patiently. It's called tidal friction, gravity's gentle brake. Long ago, Earth's days were much shorter. Moon-caused drag stretched every day out. A clock ticks beside a spinning globe graphic. Without the moon, that braking simply stops. George Darwin, Charles Darwin's son, studied this. He proposed the moon was drifting away. Apollo astronauts left mirrors on the moon. Scientists bounce lasers off them today. A beam of light streaks moon to Earth. Result: the moon drifts 3.8 centimeters yearly. That's about as fast as your fingernails grow. Now imagine that drift suddenly stopping forever. Earth's spin settles into a new rhythm. But that's not the biggest secret yet. There's one thing the moon quietly controls. Something that's kept Earth livable for eons. Without it, Earth becomes a different planet. Remember that. It changes everything later. First, let's understand what that thing is. Earth doesn't spin perfectly straight up. It leans, tilted at 23.5 degrees. That tilt is called obliquity, Earth's lean. An astronomer sketches a tilted spinning globe. That lean gives you predictable seasons. Summer, winter, spring, all from that tilt. But what keeps that tilt so steady? The answer surprised scientists decades ago. In 1993, astronomer Jacques Lasker ran the numbers. He modeled Earth's tilt over millions of years. His finding: the moon stabilizes that tilt. Like a spinning top with steady weight. Lasker's notebook fills with orbital equations. Without the moon, his models went chaotic. The tilt didn't just wobble, it tumbled. From nearly upright to sharply sideways, unpredictably. Consider Mars. It has 2 tiny moons. Too small to stabilize anything, really. Mars's tilt has swung wildly over eons. Sometimes nearly flat, sometimes sharply tilted sideways. Scientists point to Mars as a warning example. Without a big moon, Earth could follow Mars. That's the fate Lasker's models predicted precisely. One globe steady, one globe wildly wobbling. Now watch what that chaos looks like here. Picture Earth's axis line, spinning off balance. Over thousands of years, the lean shifts wildly. One era, Earth stands almost straight up. Another, it tips dramatically onto its side. A calendar graphic spins out of control. Seasons stop following any predictable pattern. A landscape flips from ice to desert. Farmers plant crops with no reliable calendar. This is the wobble Lasker warned about. And it's the moon that prevents it. Remember that secret from earlier? Here it is. The moon quietly holds your seasons steady. Without it, ice ages could arrive suddenly. Then, centuries later, brutal heat waves follow. A glacier creeps over once green farmland. Later, that same land turns to desert. Loop 3. Closed. Chaos, not just cold. One planet, wildly unpredictable, decade to decade. That's what the moon has saved you from. All this time, silently, patiently, steady. So how would people actually adapt? Streetlights and city glow replace moonlight fast. Engineers brighten highways and rural roads. Calendars get rewritten without lunar months. Old tide tables become historical curiosities. A scientist crosses out old tidal charts. Farmers track solar seasons more carefully now. Everyone adjusts, slowly, to a dimmer world. Coastal towns rebuild farther from shifting shorelines. Fishing communities relearn the sea's new rhythm. Scientists race to predict wild seasonal swings. A weather team studies satellite data intently. Kids grow up never knowing moonlit nights. A child points at the empty sky, curious. Humanity adapts, but something is clearly missing. Cooperation and cleverness carry people through it. Back to that hill, one more time. Tonight, look up at the moon again. It's still there, pale and quiet. That plain light isn't just decoration. It keeps your ocean rhythms in motion. It keeps your nights soft, not pitch black. It keeps your seasons right where they belong. The family on the hill smiles upward. The dog stirs, the stars still shine. You've now seen 3 worlds unravel. A sun that vanishes, oceans that drain, and a moon whose absence reshapes everything. If you haven't watched the others yet, go check out Sun and Oceans next. Because everyday things hide extraordinary stories. So tonight, look up. The moon is there. Like always, quietly holding your world together.